Welcome back, everyone. Ready for another deep dive?
Always.
This time, we're focusing on Google Cloud Platform, or GCP, for those in the know.
Yeah. Keeping up with Google Cloud can feel like a full-time job. New stuff coming out all the time.
Exactly. So we've got this great summary from Roman Irani. He's a Google Cloud Developer Advocate.
Oh, I follow him on social media. He always has good insights.
Right. So think of this deep dive as our cheat sheet, pulling out the most important updates and what they actually mean for you, whether you're already using GCP or just thinking about it.
Sounds good.
And don't worry, we're not going to assume you're an expert.
Right. Sometimes those updates can feel like they're written in another language.
Tell me about it. So we'll break things down nice and easy, explain what's cool about the new stuff, and maybe even spark some ideas for your own projects.
Like a little inspiration boost. Love it.
Exactly. So from AI advancements to databases, security, even a nod to sustainability, we've got a lot to cover.
Let's jump in. What's first?
Well, you know what everyone's talking about these days, .ai.
Oh, yeah. The hype is real.
It is. So Roman mentions Google's Build with AI tour, and get this, it's happening globally.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like a traveling AI roadshow.
Right.
Yeah.
Imagine getting hands-on with the latest AI tools, learning from Google's experts. It's like a backstage pass to the AI world.
That sounds awesome. I mean, it's one thing to read about the new stuff, but actually seeing it in action, that's a whole other level.
Totally. And speaking of new AI stuff, how about Imagen?
Oh, yeah, Imagen. That's the one that can, like, create any image you can think of, right?
You got it. It's Google's advanced image generation AI, and now it's available to all Vertex AI customers.
So not just a limited beta anymore.
Nope, open to everyone. And think about it. You could use Imagen to create, like, marketing visuals.
Ooh, yeah, like social media posts, website banners, stuff like that.
Exactly. Or even generate, like, unique images for your website, maybe product mock-ups, or even just some cool art for your blog.
That's so smart. Takes all the hassle out of finding stock photos.
Right. And the cool thing is, it's not just about making pretty pictures.
Yeah.
Imagen can really help you automate visual content creation.
Oh, yeah, that's huge. Imagine instead of spending hours searching for the perfect image, you just tell Imagen what you want and boom, it's there.
I know, right? Like, imagine generating dozens of variations of an image in minutes, all tailored to your brand.
Saves so much time and effort.
Totally. Now, speaking of AI and saving time, I've seen some super impressive AI-generated logos lately. Have you noticed those?
Yeah, totally. It's crazy how realistic and creative they are. Like, I saw one for a bakery that had this cute little loaf of bread incorporated into the design. It was so clever.
I know. The AI seems to be getting better at understanding those subtle design elements.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not just about images, right? Google's also focused on making AI development easier for those of us who work with databases.
Right. Because let's face it, databases can be a little intimidating.
Totally. So they've released this open source framework called Gen AI Toolbox for databases. And essentially, it simplifies connecting your applications to all different types of databases, making it super easy to integrate AI into your applications, even if they're data-driven.
So I can basically sprinkle some AI magic into my data without needing a PhD in database science.
Pretty much. But how does it actually work? Because I got to admit, when I saw that update, my eyes kind of glazed over a little bit.
I feel you. Okay, so think of it like this. It's a universal translator for your applications and your databases. So it supports all sorts of databases, from the common ones like PostgreSQL and MySQL to Google's managed services like LODB, Spanner, and Cloud SQL.
Okay, I'm following so far.
So this framework lets you connect to and query your data in a consistent way no matter where it's stored. Like, it takes all the headache out of dealing with different database quirks and formats.
Okay, yeah, that definitely simplifies things.
Yeah.
But Roman also mentioned content filters and system instructions for Gemini model security.
Oh, yeah, that's super important. We can't just unleash AI into the world without any safeguards, right?
Right. But I got to admit, that part sounded a bit mysterious to me. What are those all about?
Okay, so think of content filters, like those parental controls on your TV. They're there to prevent the AI from generating stuff that could be harmful, offensive, or just plain inappropriate.
So like keeping the AI on its best behavior.
Exactly. Now, system instructions are more about proactively guiding the AI. It's like giving it a set of rules and values to follow, so it generates content that aligns with your goals and, doesn't go off the rails.
So instead of just blocking bad stuff, you're actually steering the AI towards what you want it to do.
Precisely. And that's crucial as AI models become more powerful and we start integrating them into more and more aspects of our work.
I'm starting to see how these security features are just as important as the AI capabilities themselves.
Absolutely. It's all about finding that balance between power and responsibility.
Well said. But okay, let's shift gears for a bit and talk about something that might not seem as flashy as AI, but it's still a cornerstone of any good application: databases.
The unsung heroes of the tech world.
Totally. And Google seems super focused on optimizing their performance,
Mm.
which is great news for anyone running like data-intensive applications.
Oh, yeah. Database performance can make or break an app. Nobody likes waiting for ages for a page to load.
Exactly. So Roman highlighted this new feature. It's called Query Insights for Cloud SQL Enterprise Plus.
Query Insights. What's that all about?
Well, that's still in preview, but it sounds pretty game-changing. Imagine you have access to 30 days of telemetry data,
Okay.
so you can actually see how your queries are running.
Oh, that's cool. Like a behind-the-scenes look at your database.
Right, and not only that, you also get intelligent recommendations for improvement.
So it's like having a database performance coach built right in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
These insights can help you pinpoint bottlenecks, optimize your queries, and just generally ensure that your applications are running as smoothly as possible.
It takes the guesswork out of database optimization. Love it.
Right. So, no more wondering why things are running slow. You can see exactly what's happening and get actionable advice on how to fix it.
Huge time saver, especially for those of us who aren't database gurus.
Totally agree. Speaking of making things easier, there's also a new open source cluster autoscaler for memory store. Have you seen this?
I think I skimmed over that update, but didn't really dive in. What's the deal with that?
Well, it's all about managing your resources efficiently, which, let's face it, is a top priority for everyone these days.
Yeah, you don't want to be wasting money on resources you don't need.
Right. So this autoscaler, it automatically adjusts the capacity of your memory store cluster based on what your workloads are actually demanding.
So it scales up when things get busy and scales down when things are quiet.
Exactly. And it can even handle different workload patterns, like your standard operations, or those plateau periods where things are steady, or even batch processes that happen like overnight. It makes sure you always have the right amount of resources at the right time.
Sounds like it takes a lot of the manual work out of managing your cluster.
It does. And it can save you a lot of money because you're not paying for resources you're not using.
Like having a little robot accountant for your cloud resources.
Yeah,
Nice.
I like that. Okay, but let's talk about the elephant in the room when it comes to cloud computing.security.
Oh, yeah. Can't forget about security. It's always a top priority, especially these days.
Totally. And Roman actually included a blog post in his summary, sort of like a security refresher on all that Google Cloud has to offer.
Good reminder. It's easy to get caught up in all the cool new features and forget about the basics.
It is. And the blog post emphasizes that security is a shared responsibility. Like, Google provides the tools and services, but it's up to us to actually use them effectively.
Right, we can't just assume Google's got everything covered. We have to do our part, too.
Exactly. So what were some of the key takeaways from that blog post? What should we be focusing on?
Well, multi-factor authentication, or MFA, is always a must-have. You should be using it for every critical service, no exceptions.
Makes sense. It's that extra layer of protection that can really make a difference.
Absolutely. And then there's identity and access management, or IAM. This is all about controlling who has access to what in your cloud environment. Like, you don't want just anyone wandering around and messing with your stuff.
It's like setting up digital security guards for your cloud resourcer.
Exactly. And they also talked about the importance of, robust security monitoring, detecting threats, and responding quickly.
That sounds super important, but also a little intimidating.
Mhm.
Like, how do you even begin to monitor for threats in the cloud?
Well, Google Cloud has these amazing tools that can analyze logs, spot anything suspicious, and basically alert you to potential security incidents in real time.
So it's like having a 247 security operations center watching over your cloud environment.
Exactly. And they also offered some really practical advice on, protecting your service credentials in sessions, like using strong passwords, rotating them regularly, being mindful of how you store sensitive information. Just good security hygiene, basically.
It's a lot to keep in mind, but it sounds like Google Cloud has a pretty comprehensive approach to security. And for those who want to dive even deeper, there's going to be a cloud security hub at Cloud Next 25.
Oh, I heard about that. It's like a security-focused playground.
Right. You can learn from experts, see real-life security scenarios, get hands-on with the latest security tools. Definitely worth checking out.
Totally. And even if you can't make it to the event, they're going to have a digital copy of this Defender's Advantage framework.
What's that?
It's this guide they developed to help organizations improve their cyber defense capabilities across 6 key areas. So even if you can't be there in person, you can still get some valuable insights.
Sounds like a must-read for anyone serious about cloud security.
Uh,
Okay, let's shift gears again and talk about containers in Kubernetes, specifically GKE, which is Google's managed Kubernetes platform.
oh yeah, GKE. It's like the workhorse of many modern applications.
It is. And they seem to be constantly improving it, making it even more user-friendly and reliable.
Right. Because, let's face it, Kubernetes can be a bit of a beast to manage on your own.
That's why I love GKE. So Roman mentioned some enhancements to the cluster upgrade process. Apparently, they've made it a lot smoother and more efficient.
That's good news. Cluster upgrades used to be a bit of a headache.
They did. But now, these upgrades should minimize disruption to your workloads and ensure that your clusters are always running the latest software.
Which means you get all the latest performance improvements, security patches, and new features without having to lift a finger.
Exactly. Now, this next part gets a bit technical, but I'm sure you can break it down for us. Roman talked about something called multi-queue and its integration with dynamic workload scheduler.
Multi-queue. That rings a bell, but refresh my memory. What's the gist of it?
Well, it's all about distributing jobs to the optimal GKE cluster, ensuring that your workloads run as efficiently as possible.
Okay, so let's say I have multiple GKE clusters, each with different resources. Like some might have GPUs, some might not. Multi-queue can figure out which cluster is best suited for a particular job.
Exactly. It works with the dynamic workload scheduler to analyze your jobs and route them to the cluster that best meets their requirements.
So if I have a job that needs a lot of GPU power, multi-queue will make sure it lands on a cluster with available GPUs.
You got it. It's all about maximizing resource utilization and making sure your jobs get what they need to run smoothly.
Smart. It's like a matchmaking service for jobs and clusters.
I like that analogy. Okay, before we move on, let's talk about something that's near and dear to my developer heart. Developer tools and updates.
Always a good topic. What's new in the dev world?
Well, Raman mentioned an update to the PyTorch XLA Python package, which is great news for anyone who's using cloud TPUs for their PyTorch models.
Ah, TPUs. Those are the specialized chips for machine learning, right?
Right. And this update brings some nice performance enhancements and a new base Docker image, making it even easier to get started with TPUs.
So faster training times, better performance overall. Nice.
Exactly. And while we're on the topic of developer updates, there's some exciting news for Go developers. Go language now officially supports Wasm.
Wasm. Now that one sounds familiar, but I can't quite place it. Fill me in.
Okay, so Wasm, short for WebAssembly, it's this cool, portable binary instruction format that lets you run code at near-native speeds in all sorts of environments, like web browsers and even outside of the web.
Okay.
So, with Go's support for Wasm, you can compile your Go code to Wasm, which means you can potentially run Go code directly in a web browser.
Wow. Like bringing the power of Go to the front end.
You got it. Or you could use Wasm to create these lightweight, portable modules that you can integrate into all kinds of applications. It's a powerful combination that opens up a lot of new possibilities.
That's super cool. It's like Go is breaking free from its traditional server-side constraints.
Exactly. Okay, let's switch gears one last time and talk about the world of APIs, specifically the rise of LLM APIs within organizations.
LLM APIs.
Yes.
That's all about large language models, right?
You got it. Like those AI chatbots that seem to be everywhere these days. And with the explosion of LLMs, more and more organizations are using them via APIs.
Makes sense. It's a way to tap into their AI power without having to build everything from scratch.
Exactly. But managing these APIs effectively can be a challenge, especially when it comes to security, performance, and governance.
You don't want your AI going rogue.
Right.
Hmm.
So Roman highlighted Apigee's role in providing governance and protection for these LLM APIs.
Apigee. Isn't that the API management platform from Google?
It is. And it's perfectly suited for handling the complexities of LLM APIs. Like, it has tools for protecting your APIs from misuse, implementing tracking and monitoring, ensuring you can switch between different LLM models smoothly, and optimizing those response times.
So it's like a control center for all your LLM API interactions.
Exactly. It helps you manage access, security, performance, and just the overall life cycle of your LLM APIs.
That's super important, especially as LLMs become more and more integrated into our workflows.
Totally agree. Okay, let's move on to another critical aspect of cloud computing networking.
the glue that holds everything together.
It is, and Roman emphasized the importance of connectivity,
Yeah.
especially when you're running AI workloads on Google Cloud and you need to access data in other clouds.
Oh, yeah, the multi-cloud world. It's a reality for many organizations these days.
It is, and the challenge is finding that sweet spot between data movement, efficiency, and costs. Like moving massive data sets between clouds can get expensive and time-consuming.
Yeah, it's a balancing act. You want the flexibility of multi-cloud, but you don't want to break the bank.
Exactly. So to address this, Google Cloud is highlighting their cross-cloud network solution for AI workloads.
Okay, what's that all about?
Well, it provides a secure and efficient way to connect your Google Cloud AI workloads to data that's sitting in other clouds, minimizing that data movement and optimizing performance.
So it's like a dedicated highway for your AI data, bypassing all the usual traffic jams.
Love that analogy. It's all about creating that seamless connectivity without compromising on security or performance.
Very cool.
Okay, ready for a topic that's often overlooked in tech discussions, but it's becoming more and more important: sustainability.
Oh, yeah. Can't forget about the planet.
Right. So Roman brought up this really interesting study that Google did on the carbon footprint of TPUs used in AI.
So they're looking at the environmental impact of those AI chips. That's awesome.
It is. And they even introduced this new metric called compute carbon intensity, or CCI, to compare the carbon efficiency of different TPU generations.
CCI, so it's like a way to measure how green a particular TPU is.
Exactly. It allows you to assess the environmental impact of your TPU usage and make informed decisions about the hardware you choose.
That's fantastic. It's great to see a major cloud provider taking sustainability seriously.
Totally agree. And it's a good reminder that it's not just about the technology itself, it's about how we use it responsibly.
Right. We all have a role to play in making the cloud more sustainable.
Absolutely. Okay, before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I want to mention one more important resource: the Google Cloud Architecture Framework. Have you ever used this?
Oh, yeah, the architecture framework. It's like a treasure trove of best practices and guidance.
It is, and it covers 5 key areas: operational excellence, security, reliability, cost optimization, and performance optimization.
Basically, everything you need to build a well-architected and efficient cloud environment.
Exactly. It's like a blueprint for success in the cloud.
Yeah.
And especially in a big enterprise environment where you have lots of stakeholders and decision makers, having a framework like this can really help you justify your architectural choices.
It's like having a trusted advisor guiding you through the complexities of the cloud. Yeah, it's essential, especially when you think about how many different services and technologies are involved in a typical cloud deployment. You got to have a solid plan.
Totally agree. Well, I feel like we've covered a ton of ground already in this deep dive. We've talked about AI and machine learning, databases, security, containers, all those developer updates, API management, networking, sustainability, even the architecture framework.
It's a lot to take in. I'm impressed. You're doing a great job keeping it all straight.
Well, thanks. But really, it just goes to show how much is happening in the Google Cloud world.
Seriously. Google Cloud is not standing still, that's for sure. They're really pushing the boundaries.
They are. So for our listener, what are like the key takeaways here? What should they be paying attention to right now in the GCP world?
Good question. I think there are a few major trends to keep in mind. First off, AI and machine learning are becoming more accessible than ever.
Right. Like it's not just for the big tech companies anymore. Right?
Exactly. Tools like Imagen and the Gen AI Toolbox are putting the power of AI into the hands of developers and businesses of all sizes.
I love that. It's so democratizing.
It is. And second, Google's still laser focused on performance optimization.
Yeah, that seems to be a recurring theme in all these updates.
It is. They're constantly tweaking their database services like Cloud SQL and coming up with new tools like that memory store cluster autoscaler to make sure applications run as smoothly as possible.
Because at the end of the day, performance matters, right? No one wants a slow app.
Nope. And of course, we can't forget about security.
Always top of mind.
It's an ongoing journey, but Google Cloud's providing us with the tools and resources we need to stay ahead of the bad guys.
It's like an arms race, right? The good guys versus the bad guys.
It is, and they're making it easier to manage security in these increasingly complex environments, especially with the rise of LLMs and their APIs. That's where Apigee comes in handy.
Totally agree. And then there's the sustainability angle. As we rely more and more on cloud computing, we have to consider the environmental impact.
Absolutely. And Google's focus on sustainability, like those TPU carbon footprint studies, is a big step in the right direction.
It is. It shows they're thinking about the bigger picture.
Yeah, it's not just about the technology itself, it's about using it responsibly.
Well said. So we've got accessible AI, optimized performance, robust security, and a commitment to sustainability. What's the overarching message for our listener today?
I think the main takeaway is that Google Cloud is constantly evolving, and they're putting the user first. Whether you're a developer, a data scientist, a security pro, or business leader, Google Cloud is giving you the tools and services you need to succeed.
It's a pretty exciting time to be part of the Google Cloud ecosystem.
It is. What are you most excited about with all these updates?
Ooh, good question. Honestly, I'm super stoked about all the AI and machine learning stuff.
Yeah.
It feels like we're just scratching the surface of what's possible.
Me too. I mean, the ability to generate images with Imagen, the way AI is being integrated with databases, all the advancements in LLM technology, it's mind-blowing. But it also raises some interesting questions.
Ooh, like what? Now I'm intrigued.
Well, as these AI tools become more powerful, we have to think carefully about how they're being used. Like, are we using them ethically? Are they benefiting society as a whole? How do we avoid potential biases and risks?
Those are all really important questions. It's not enough to just focus on the tech itself. We have to consider the bigger picture.
Exactly. It's a conversation we need to keep having as we continue to explore the potential of AI and machine learning. It's a powerful force for good, but we have to use it wisely.
Well said. And that's actually a perfect transition into the final part of our deep dive. We've explored a lot of technical details, but we've also touched on some bigger picture themes. Stay tuned as we wrap things up and leave you with some food for thought. Thinking back on everything we've discussed, one thing that really stands out is that idea of AI becoming more accessible. It's almost like we're at a tipping point.
Yeah, it's a really fascinating time. Like, we're moving from this world where AI was this exclusive thing, just for researchers and those giant tech companies, to one where practically anyone can get their hands on these powerful tools.
That's what blows my mind. Imagine all those people who can now experiment with AI, build new solutions, and really push the boundaries of what's possible.
It's exciting, but it also comes with a huge responsibility, right? Like, we have to make sure these tools are being used for good, for the benefit of everyone.
Right? It's not just about the cool tech, it's about using it ethically and responsibly to solve real problems and make a positive impact.
Absolutely. And that's a conversation we all need to be a part of. Not just developers and data scientists, but policymakers, business leaders, everyone, because this stuff is going to impact all of us, one way or another.
So true. It's almost like a collective responsibility to shape the future of AI.
It is. It's powerful stuff, and we need to use it wisely.
Well said. So as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of Google Cloud Platform updates, I want to leave our listeners with a little challenge.
Ooh, I like challenges.
Think about how these advancements, especially in AI and machine learning, might impact your work, your industry, even your daily life.
Yeah, like, don't just sit back and watch it happen. Get involved, experiment, ask questions, and be part of shaping the future of AI.
Exactly. We've covered a lot of ground today, from the nitty-gritty of new features to those big picture ideas. But this is just the beginning, right? There's so much more to explore.
Absolutely. It's an ever-evolving landscape.
So keep learning, keep diving deep, and keep innovating. Until next time, everyone.